I'm on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. Connect with me on Patreon and we will grow, and I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Aries Ascendant. For Aries, the eclipse will happen in the 12th house, but this is a Mercury, which is your 3rd and 6th lord, going back to the 12th house, which shows clearance of prarabdha karma, which also shows that you are going to take certain initiatives which will transform your life, and this is the time to let go. You should also not forget that this is the time when the 12th house energies are very strong and Jupiter is about to go out of your first house. Therefore, certain expenses, certain sacrifices that you will do, which will actually help you overcome financial burden in your life, will make things more leaner, both from the weight of the body perspective as well as weight on the mind. But if you are trying to hold on to past memories, if you're trying to hold on to certain things, if you're adamant, if you're unable to change yourself, if you're not ready to adapt and move, then this can create a lot of problems and a lot of challenges in your life. The best thing that you should do at this point of time is be ready for some financial expenses. There can be medical expenses in certain cases. People can also suffer eyesight related problem. So go and do a proper eye checkup if necessary. And because there is an exalt Venus in the 12th house, you can also end up spending a lot of money for luxury or for showing off. If you do that, this is going to only trouble your mind further. Now, because Mercury will be debilitated and retrograde and combust in the 12th house, this can create some sort of confusion. People who are trying to go to abroad may face a little bit of visa related issues, so be careful on that front. But if I see it holistically, when your 5th lord is going in an eclipse in the 12th house, it shows that it wants you to give up few things in life, declutter. It is a cleansing energy, and if you focus on the cleansing of the energy, focus on the detoxification, you will be in the right track. Career wise, this can create a lot of new ideas, new opportunities, and at least new ideas which come in your mind, you can implement it later. So do not ignore any new idea, especially if you are a young entrepreneur, if you have a startup. For others who want to do export and import business, who are working in the science and technology field, who are working in the glass, anything that is connected to eyes, if you're connected to medical sciences, pharmaceuticals, you will see some big change coming your way. People who are an expert of Ayurveda will also see something positive coming their way. What you should do is chant Surya Gayatri Mantra and Aditya Hriday Stotra, wake up before sunrise, and give up anything that is tamasic in your life. Taurus. Now, in case of Taurus, if you observe, your ascendant lord is caught in this eclipse in the 11th house. So it's more about whom you want to be with. It's more about your gain. So you will think a lot about your gain, what you deserve. And sometimes you might feel that what you want from life is not what you're getting. This can put you into depression because of high hopes and expectation. So my recommendation here will be that try to be as low key as possible. Correct your expectations before blaming on someone or shifting the blame to someone that you are the reason of my misery. You need to focus on what have you done about it. Now, a lot of people would want to release their energy and would want to communicate. Now, in that case, you need a professional area, maybe a consultant, maybe a counselor, maybe a psychiatrist. But try to talk to some person who can heal you properly. 11th house also shows that some areas of your source of income will stop and new areas will begin. So people who are looking to shift to a new horizon, it's a very good time for you. You might also feel the need of learning. So if you get this urge that you know less and you want to learn more, wait for some time. Jupiter is about to come in your first house. allow the Jupiter to first come in the first house and then see how things goes. On the other hand, this can create certain fight with supervisors, people with power, so be careful there. Do not project your power, do not show that you know everything, you are almighty. What you have to do is, you should be very humble. There can be challenges in the health of your elder sibling, maybe in their marriage, which can put you into some sort of emotional roller coaster. What you will have to do is, you will have to manage it maturely while enjoying your own space and your own life. You have to balance it out. Things in the personal front may eat up your time from the professional front, so take a look into that. Now, obviously, because Saturn Mars is in the 10th and your 4th lord is going in eclipse, that too in the 11th house, mother's health, fight between parents can actually take, or atmosphere at your home can actually take up most of your, I will say, restful time, and you will be overloaded and sometimes exerted. This exertion on the mind can create exhaustion, which will lead to complication in emotional decisions, which will lead to bad karma. Recommendation is, just let it be. Allow Jupiter to come in the first house. April might be a difficult month, but from May onwards, you will see a lot of relief. Praying to Bhagavan Hanuman and chanting Hanuman Chalisa 7 times a day will be a brilliant remedy after this eclipse. Gemini. Now for Gemini, your ascendant lord will be in Gandanta in your 11th house. And it will be moving towards the 10th house and in the sign of debilitation. So this eclipse, which is actually happening in the 10th house, is also impacting your ascendant, and you will be more worried about your reputation. You will be worried more about your own efforts. You will remember what have you done. Personal life, professional life, small things, big things, really doesn't matter. But you will keep on remembering. This eclipse will make you revisit your past, make you think to do something about your reputation, about your dignity, about your maybe promotion, maybe your career. But this is going to make you do something, and this is where you should take initiatives. This eclipse is not to sit and think. This eclipse is to take action. Obviously not an action which is immediate, but something in the long term. And which means that a lot of people will be able to secure good promotion. You will be able to put forward your point of view. Just don't go into any argument, because then you will be in a dharma sankat. You will be seeing that the blame is shifting on you. What should you do? Be very careful about the words that you speak. Your communication skill should be up to the mark. You should use crisp sentences instead of lengthy conversations. This is the time when you should focus more on you and the surrounding. How can you gel well with that? If you try to pierce and find a way out, it won't work. Also, you have to understand that Jupiter is going in the 12th house in next month, which means the trajectory of your career shows that this eclipse can trigger 2 things: change or loss of job. Better to focus on the change, but yes, you will have to give up on something, sacrifice something. Maybe you will have to work harder, you will have to prepare something, you will have to go for certification. So in order to induce that change, which it will make you to do that, either it will make you I will say sacrifice on few things and compromise, or it will ask you to learn something, gather some certification. Otherwise, you will always have this feeling that something is wrong happening with you, something is wrong with your identity, reputation, your own presence. This might also create some fight with your work colleagues. So try to keep a harmonious environment. For elderly, this can be challenging to your joints and to your bone health. So eat good and take proper rest. Cancer ascendant. For you, this eclipse will happen in your 9th house. Now it is your 2nd lord coming in the 9th house, and then Mercury coming from the 10th to the 9th house. Mercury being in the Gandanta in the 10th house. So this shows that you will be more worried about your money, about the values of your own family. Now you may question the teachings that you have learned through your own family at this point of time. This can put you into an argument with your father, your guru, your own belief system. which means it will push you to explore things outside the natural boundary of your life, which is okay as long as you are within the boundaries of dharma. That means the path of righteousness. This is the time where you will have to be careful if you are going to invest your savings in traveling, in any visa related matter, or higher education, or expanding your business. These are the areas where you will have to be very, very careful and watchful if you are putting your own money. Ninth house represents your lower back in different sense. Sometimes the body weight can crush the ninth house, the thigh region and the lower back region, and this can create problems or accident or some new pain being developed, especially for the elderly. So be mindful of that. Now, you are already experiencing a Saturn-Mars conjunction in the 8th house, which is also going to collide on 10th and 11th of April, which means this is going to be a month of tremendous amount of change, and some changes will be enforced. Like you will have no choice, but you will have to create the change for you. What you should do is be like water. You are a water element. So be like water and try to gel and mix and find a workaround rather than hitting the wall and stopping your own flow. Your sole target should be that the show must go on, and you should focus on that logic and principle only. People who are scientists, people who are into niche technology, people who are into IT and communication, people who are into alternative energies, people who are the physicists and scientists, and someone who is into elite category of society will see tremendous amount of positive things coming from this eclipse. But if you are in a region like USA, or if you are in a region where this eclipse is visible, then you will have to be careful, because contradicting things, contradicting events may come in your life. Like you are going in a certain path and suddenly an information comes in which tells you you should not go in that path, although according to you this is the right path. Say A is the right path, somebody comes and tells B is the right path. Now this is a contradiction, dharma sankat. In that case, do not take immediate decision, wait for some time, allow Jupiter to come in the sign of Taurus. Jupiter will aspect the 7th house, clear up the air, and you will be in a much better situation. Leo. Now if you are a Leo ascendant, the eclipse will happen on your ascendant lord in the 8th house. Very tantric. So if you are focusing on any sadhana, you should start on this date. You should focus on your Guru mantra and chant heavily. Use this time, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th of April, as the time of great energy. This is going to create tremendous amount of changes. So if you are planning changes in your life, use this day, plan your change. Don't execute, but plan, write it somewhere. Eclipses are trigger points, they are not execution points. Also, this can create some rift in the family. Even certain events may happen that can create a lot of issues with your wife's father, your father-in-law, your own family. And depending upon your chart, either it can be a trouble with the money that you borrow from someone, or the trouble with your father or father-in-law. In certain cases, if your Lagna Lord is very weak, that means if you are a Leo ascendant and your ascendant Lord is afflicted heavily, then this can create your own health related issue. So in that case, you should chant Ram Raksha Stotra, Surya Gayatri Mantra. You should pray to Bhagwan Hanuman. Hanuman Chalisa should be done 21 times every day for next 21 days. And this will give you a lot of relief. But I do see that marriage is one area which is affected heavily. Maybe the reason is that the family of your spouse is more troubled and you are more worried about, the finances of your spouse, their health condition, and that is troubling you a lot. You are more troubled by the factors outside your body. And so that is why you need a lot of energy correction. So Vastu correction can be done to prevent any untoward incident in the family. And nothing is very serious. Jupiter is in the 9th house. It is already protecting your ascendant. Venus is exalt. Venus is your 10th lord, which also shows that certain career related changes that you decide may impact your marriage and can create a lot of dispute. So be careful. I will say allow the change to happen, but don't break yourself into multiple parts. Virgo. Now, if you're a Virgo ascendant, you will observe Sun being in the 7th house, this eclipse happening in the 7th house. Although if you observe, the Rahu and Sun is not at the same degree. They are 3 degrees apart, which means this is going to induce a lot of business related expenses. This might also trigger ego clashes with your spouse, resulting into separation or some more problems. Not obviously to everyone, but people who already have marital problems, disputes, and 7th house being afflicted. For others, this can be a new initiative in the business. Sometimes, because you can be at loss, you try to protect yourself by creating another branch of your business, by expanding further or diluting your share and bringing someone else. Very common in business. All that might happen. At least you might plan that. Totally depends whether you should do or not, depends upon your own horoscope. But I will say that wait for some time, wait for Jupiter to come in the 9th house. Your 7th Lord coming in 9th house is going to be a better situation to take business decisions. But if you are expecting any change or if you want to do something new, this is the time. But my recommendation is that on 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, don't do anything. Wait for some time. You just went through a lunar eclipse. Now you are coming in solar eclipse. Give it some time. Venus is exalted in the 7th house. Try to surround yourself in more meditative environment, but at your own comfort. This is the time for when people who are connected with media, fashion, makeup, someone who is connected with textile industry, fashion industry, interior designing, vastu, tremendous growth for you. New business initiatives for you. People can suddenly become very much popular on social media, especially if you are Virgo moon or Virgo ascendant. So for you, I will say it's a transit of eliminating your enemies. It's a kind of an eclipse where you kickstart your new ventures. It gives you new opportunities and makes your life brilliant. I will say it's a very good time for you. But if you need to compromise somewhere, if you need to shift your gears, do that. If you are adamant, then there will be a lot of problems. Praying to Bhagwan Ganesh on this day, simply chanting Om Gam Ganapate Namah, Om Gam Ganapate Namah is going to be a brilliant way of handling the eclipse energies. Just ensure that you are not too angry, and in order to prove or in order to show your power and in order to protect your dignity, you are overspending and believing in someone's. It's like falling into a trap. Be careful. Libra. Now for Libra, your ascendant Lord is in 6th house. See, for you this can be a little difficult, but you know what the message is? That you need to give up on your expectation. It will ask for sacrifice. So I will simply say the theme of this eclipse is sacrifice for you. Why? 11th Lord sitting in the 6th house, going under eclipse of Rahu. 10th Lord coming in the 6th house, your ascendant Lord is coming in 6th house. So everything is coming in prarabdha karma. So this is like the end of your problems, but to end the problem, you have to end something about you. So if you are flexible enough, you will see that toxins will go out of your life, toxic relationship will go out of your life. You will see a lot of relief, decluttering happening. It might be painful, but it is necessary. Your debts will also reduce, and if you are willing to say buy a home and you're not getting home loan, then this will solve your problem. So this is more like a problem solving eclipse. It may not be beautiful, it may be very raw, very ugly, but it is like that Karela that you eat when you have diabetes. It may be bitter to taste, but good for your health. So this eclipse is going to do things that are actually good for you, not what you want from your life. So don't be surprised if you love something, you crave for something, and that suddenly is taken away from you. Because then you have to reassess. If it was taken away around this time, maybe that is good for you. Hard to understand, hard to comprehend, but if you give enough time and you give enough energy and attention to that, you will understand what I'm saying. Meditation, service to humanity, helping animals are some of the remedies by which you will be able to work wonders. But don't keep a pet, don't go and buy a pet at this point of time. This can also create certain challenges with children. So what you should do is you should be friend to children, your own children, and don't pressurize them on anything. And if you are facing any medical issue, this eclipse might give you solutions, medical solutions to your problem. You'll be surprised, maybe you are unable to meet a certain doctor, not able to get an appointment. Now you will get through and you will be able to secure one appointment. See, there are various ways by which this eclipse can manifest. All you have to do is ask that God, please do what is right for me as per you think it is. Don't focus on me. You ask God that you do things for me. You help me. And I want to walk as per your decision. And you will see that your life will become wonderful. From the perspective of relationship, this can be, and especially new relationship, this can be little challenging. So be careful. Ego should be kept aside. This can create new war. Be very watchful. Someone can take a revenge. So if you sense bad energy, stay away. Scorpio. Now for Scorpio, this eclipse will happen in your 5th house. So this is going to give you a lot of insights. This is going to work on your 6th sense, and this is going to increase your gut feeling. So do not avoid or ignore those emotions. If you're getting some emotion about something, write it down. Now this eclipse is directly impacting 5th house, which is Purva Punya. So if you do any good karma, or if you take a sankalp, a mental oath or a promise that you will do some good activity, some good dharmic thing, then you will see this eclipse will prove to be a very good time for you. 5th house is also good for expression. You will take care of your diet, you will change your diet plans, you will take care of your heart health, stomach health. So it's a good thing for you. It marks a change. So if you do yoga, pranayam, if you focus on your healing, it will be great. For a lot of people, this will also be a change of home, change of property, buying and selling of property, new ventures coming in your business, new hope coming in. But you have to be careful on one thing. Say you are getting something in your business. So you know money will come in. Don't plan your expense on the basis of the money that comes in. Let that project complete and money completely comes in your account. You don't owe anything to anyone, and then you can plan your expense. Otherwise, this will be an illusionary gain, and this illusionary gain will give you real losses. Your ascendant lord, which is Mars, is in the 4th house with Saturn, and this is in close tight conjunction with Saturn. This can create issues between you, your mother and your father. This can create certain tension in the family because of your own children. Or maybe you are buying a new house or moving out of the house because something is going around your children, be it of any age. So if you have some problem, you may have to increase your expenses on the basis of that. So be mindful there. For new learnings, for new education, for students, this can be a great time. Venus is exalt. You will enjoy what you learn. So if you really want to say learn astrology, learn a certain school of knowledge, a certain mantra, or you want to do some certification which has nothing to do with your career, you just want to do it for your own happiness, you can go ahead and do that and give yourself some peace. Chanting Surya Gayatri mantra will be a brilliant remedy here. Sagittarius. Now if you're a Sagittarius ascendant, then this eclipse is going to happen in your 4th house. This is going to change the way you think what happiness is, what true happiness means for you. Now this eclipse happens with your 9th lord. So it is also going to change the way you are comfortable with your own knowledge, your own belief system, your own path of moksha. You may have to focus on some strict practices. So if you're doing some Hatha Yoga, inner engineering, Sudarshan Kriya, Kriya Yoga, or any such similar known forms of yoga, where you are going for more disciplined life, you are going for more holistic life, you will see that this eclipse will bring a new turn in your health, wealth and overall well-being. Now, this eclipse can also create certain type of fear in your life. To counter that fear, you need to pray to Bhagwan Hanuman. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa and sometimes for certain individuals chanting Bajrang Baan will be extremely beneficial, and this will also protect you from anything negative. Don't work In the night, don't overstress yourself and try to maintain the solar cycle. If you maintain that rhythm, you will be not only in good health but also in good wealth. Now this is very important because Jupiter, your ascendant lord, will move in 6th house in the month of May. A Jupiter in 6th house can also expand loans and trigger certain medical condition. Obviously not for everyone, but this can be a time when you will have to be very, very, very strict on your diet, on your food. Maybe you have to give up what you really want in your life and follow a certain holistic path. Do this, and this eclipse is a reminder. Otherwise, certain health may force you taking that path. Say for example, leaving non-veg, quitting smoking, quitting drinking. Anything that is tamasic must be released, and the toxins has to be flushed out. Not only emotional toxins but also physical toxins. This can also change your home, and you may have to take some tough stand related to your house and house related matters. But eventually this is going to change your destiny for good. Capricorn. Now for Capricorn, the eclipse will happen in your 3rd house. Now this is an eclipse on your 8th lord, when 8th lord is 8 places away. So this is a Bhavat Bhavam position. 8th lord, 8 houses away. This actually gives a lot of new insights in your own core strength. Your core strength and core weakness will be highlighted because of this eclipse. And you may be scared at this point of time, but don't be, because now you know where you lack. And if you start working on where you lack, you will be in a much better position. Remember, it is your ascendant lord also coming in close proximity with your Mars. That means it might be a push and pull scenario. You want to get out of something. See, if you're really stuck financially, career-wise, or maybe there is some legal issue or somewhere, if you're really stuck, you need to chant Gajendra Moksh on the day of eclipse. And maybe, if you can, chant Durga Saptashati for the next 9 days. But this definitely shows that you are taking certain initiatives which will change your life forever, because this is an eclipse of change, a self-induced change. You should be careful while taking any tamasic or negative decision, cursing someone, healing at this point of time. You should be very careful if you're communicating with your sister or sister-in-law. The relations can go bad because of this eclipse. You can also see that if you see a pain in your neck, in your spine, that means posture correction is very important. So do yoga, that helps you correct your posture. If basic yoga can be done, it will be great. 3rd house also represents your own courage. That is why I said it is about fear. Your courage can be challenged and questioned. You might be too comfortable, but suddenly you might see a scenario where you are not that comfortable. Be ready to know your own limits, respect your limits, and do something to expand that horizon. Because you can't break a wall with your bare hand. You need a hammer. You need some instrument. So don't be reluctant on not taking that instrument. This is not a matter of ego, but this is a matter of your own energy balancing. A lot of energy balancing can happen and chakra balancing can happen due to this eclipse. Focus on yellow light, yellow color, and focus on Jupiterian energy. By chanting Guru Bij mantra, you will be able to harness the maximum out of this eclipse. Aquarius ascendant. Now in case of Aquarius ascendant, the eclipse will happen in the 2nd house. Now 2nd house means that something significant will happen either on the family side or from the financial side, especially related to your savings, your own money. And this will be a test that which path do you take. This eclipse can be a kind of a wake-up call for you also. Whether you want to focus on the family events or you are more important. This is also the time when you will see that something will change in the life of your spouse. And this change will also trigger another momentum of your life. Maybe a change of location, maybe sudden boost in your life of your spouse, boost your income, your family wealth, you come out of your family financial crisis. So try to be as a unit and not as an individual. And this is what the message of eclipse is for you. Remember, Mercury is also in the third house, retrograding to second. So all your efforts will also be directed towards either wealth management or family management. Also, there can be certain problems in your tooth, dental issues can happen, and there can be some inflammation in the mouth. So be careful, correct your food and correct your diet. Do not focus on tamasic energy, focus on sattvic energies. Now with Mars and Saturn coming very close, less than 2 degrees on your ascendant, and then on 10th and 11th they are coming on the same degree, shows that you are undergoing a lot of transformation. Many things are being broken apart and many things are being restructured. Ensure that you don't do anything that breaks the family fabric, that does not disturb the peace. This will demand some sacrifice, this will demand some bold changes and some bold decisions that you will have to take. Not a bad time, not at all a bad time, but a time where circumstances try to change you and you have to fit in. And to fit in, it's like fitting a square in a circle or a circle in a square. The shape shifting has to happen. So you need a little bit of flexibility. The problem, Saturn and Mars on the Lagna is not letting you become flexible. And this is the dilemma and this is your test. Pisces. For Pisces ascendant and moon sign, the eclipse will happen on your ascendant. So definitely this is something where you will think a lot about yourself. This is about your own soul realignment. This is about your own self, your own personality, your own physical health. This Pisces eclipse also has Venus exaltation. So this is actually a good thing for you. It's a good moment, it's a good transit, it's a good eclipse. Because this allows the positive change. You will start thinking about yourself, you will start loving yourself. You will start doing things that can do good for you. You will also get support and help from everybody else. And this is also a counter to Saturn and Mars energies, which wants you to spend a lot of money in the 12th house. Just ensure that because Venus is in the first house, shopping is not going to be a solution. Material happiness is not the permanent solution. It may be a temporary one, but not a permanent one. Also, this shows that you will create new plans for earning new, you can say expanding your business, earning more wealth, maybe switching jobs. All that ideas that comes in your mind, all that urge that comes in your heart, write it somewhere. Because this is not the time to implement it. This is the time to think about it. Definitely you will have to go back and check your own Mahadasha, Antardasha if this year is the right year for you. Your ascendant lord, which is in the second house, is also moving towards your third house, which shows that slowly and slowly you are being pushed to take certain initiatives that are important for your own personal sake. So if you are of sacrificial nature, this eclipse might turn your emotions in a different way. So don't be scared, don't be afraid. It's not a bad eclipse, it's a very good eclipse. If the eclipse happens with the 6th lord coming in the first house, it simply means that in this 18-year cycle of Rahu, for the first time, you are here to release the karma. So a lot of emotional release will happen. Personality change will happen for a lot of Pisces people. Allow that to happen. Allow the personality to change. You take care of your health, you take care of your diet, and try to spend some time with yourself in peace. So meditate. Also, this eclipse will trigger an emotional response towards the problems and the debts. And if you are struggling with a lot of difficulties in your life, maybe a gemstone therapy, maybe buying certain crystals might help you. I usually don't give crystal therapies so frequently, at least not on YouTube, but maybe buying a rose quartz crystal will really energize your heart chakra and will make you more happy and satisfied. So try to use these smaller remedies, energy exchange, and read good books. Especially, it is better if you read biographies of spiritual people, like autobiography of a yogi or some biography of Lahiri Mahashay, and see if you can get inspiration from such siddhas.